Hello and welcome back. Intuition is calling. Today we are discussing guides. A popular question that I have been asked often I write is, are my guides an aspect of my higher self or multidimensional self? Have you wondered that question? I know at one point that was a question I had. So first of all, we need to look at what is your belief or what is your definition of guides, higher self, multidimensional self, or any other term you might have a question about. So first of all, we want to look at what do you think a guide is? Some people think guides are non-physical beings that live on the other side that are here for the sole purpose of guiding you. That's why they're called guides. They guide you, they look out for you, they protect you, they watch over you. You're never alone. Some people think guides are your deceased ancestors. They think it's an ancestral project or job that when you pass, it is your job to use your energy, your existence to look after future generations, your bloodline. Some people might think guides are animals. Some people might think guides are angels that are here to direct you, to help you, to assist you. Higher self, multidimensional self, what does that mean to you? Some people think your higher self is the better version of who you are. Some people think your higher self is the future version of who you are. So there's a lot of different definitions for a lot of the words. So how do you find out if your guides are indeed your multidimensional self or your higher mind? Well, first of all, in order to answer the question, we need to look at the location of the question. And that might sound weird. What does the location have to do with it? And I'm not talking about a geographic location, like, oh, all of the people that live in California, your guides are your ancestors, and all the people that live in Seattle, your guides are your higher self. I don't mean that by location. What I mean by location is your frequency or your consciousness. Where is your vibration at when you ask that question? So that brings to the next phase, the next layer to answer this question. Some people call one vibrational space 3D, the third dimension. Some people call it polarity, separation planet. Some people call the space where you're accessing your multidimensional self, some people call that space 5D, or your multidimensional frequency location. I use the terms polarity and spiral. So for me, polarity means, and the reason I do polarity instead of 3D and 5D, because for me, I think that can confuse people, because if you go third dimension, fourth dimension, like it's a hierarchy, right? So to me, it promotes, not that, I'm not saying it's not right, but for me, to talk about it or to digest it in my mind, I don't like projecting about hierarchy. Like, I'm very mindful to pull away from the hierarchy program and to try to use language, to try to use terms that pull away from the hierarchy program and just are more inclusive. So for me, polarity is the vibrational place of judgment. And it's not bad. It was intentionally designed, created, so you could have a point of view. You could align and agree, yes, it's true, no, it's not true. So polarity is just a separation. It's just a vibrational place, a consciousness where you are separate. You have a separate belief, you have a separate body, you have a separate point of view, and you have a judgment. This is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong. That's polarity. to me. Spiral, if you think of a spiral is open, and it's all these different layers happening simultaneously, and all of these different points of view are included in this spiral. And so there's not a concrete, this is true and this is false. In a spiral location, everything is included. There is no judgment. All the spaces are included. So I would like to just read to you a little bit what I wrote. I say, instead of pondering on who your guides are, let's examine the location of the question. Okay, I may have lost you for a moment there, so let me explain. It really goes to the vibrational location of the question. If you're coming from the position that consciousness is separate, then your beliefs that your guides are separate beings is perfectly reasonable. In the third dimension, most of us have been inculcated with the ideology of every living being existing as a separate identity. In other dimensions, however, it is quite different. The collective consciousness supports the notion that we are all one. All consciousnesses are interconnected. This concept is hinged on the idea that all identities are gathered under the same umbrella. As such, they are all connected and part of the one. One great river is the sum total of the many individual streams. These streams come from different sources, but ultimately one collective stream. So, I write, if your point of view or your thought form is operating from I am one with all that is, that vibration, you would say your guides are an aspect of yourself or your multidimensional self. If, however, you are vibrating from the thought form that there is linear third dimensional vibration and you are separate from others, then you would say your guides are separate from who you are. Does that make sense? So, in this instance, both answers and conclusions are accurate. Being aware of the location of your vibration or your frequency or your consciousness helps you to understand your beliefs. Awareness also helps you appreciate why others might have different beliefs or different answers to the same question. This isn't a matter of determining who is right or wrong. Conscious evolution is all about determining your vibrational location and allowing others to follow their vibrational path. So then I talk about, if you think somebody's right or wrong right now, that's fine, but that's an indicator you're in a polarity vibration, you're in a polarity consciousness. If you are at the space where everybody's included and being at the spiral location is not a superior location, that's an indication you are in the spiral location. Isn't that fascinating? Because when you're in polarity, then you're like, oh, I want to be in spiral, or I want to be in 5D. 5D is so much better. 5D is so much better, right? But if you're in the spiral location, if you're in the all-inclusive location, you don't think you're better. You don't think you've achieved anything. You look at your separated self, your polarity self, your 3D self, and you just have love. And you have no judgment for what your individual self, your separated self is experiencing. You just understand it's an experience, and she's not less important or less special or less worthy. She's just at a location where she has judgment of good, bad, right, wrong. That's all. So it's like starting to wrap your head around these two different streams of consciousness, these two different vibrational locations, can really open you up to accessing more information, or to start to receive more downloads, more hits of grasping a bigger topic, if it's something you're interested in. So it's something for you to think about. Check out the home play, and I look forward to playing with you the next time.